Hello, my name is Jane Story. I am a registered dietitian in the state of Texas. I am back in the kitchen to show you a road trip meal plan that I have. I'm getting ready to head back to Illinois, and I thought I'd do a really quick video of how I stay prepared on the road so I don't have to stop and get food that is not going to be very healthful for me. So I have my meal all planned out here on paper. I planned out 3 meals, 2 snacks. We're going to start putting together my pasta salad, and then we're also going to get these beans roasting in the oven. We're going to give it a try. I'm going to microwave them first to get them thawed out. I don't typically roast frozen vegetables, but we're going to give it a try. I have enough that if I mess up, I can start over again. I am going to use half of a bag of these Italian style vegetables from Kroger's. There are 4 servings in a bag, so I'm going to get plenty of vegetable servings here. I'm going to dump it out into a bowl so I can see what's in there because I want to make sure I get a good mixture. There is 6 ounces in this bag, so I need 3 ounces here. So we'll just start putting it in the bowl. Make sure I get a nice mixture of what's in there. Some peas, beans, almost there. Oops. All right. So there's the vegetables I'm going to stick in the microwave. I put them in there for about 2 minutes. We'll check them out and see how thawed they are. They have been sitting on my counter while I was getting set up for the video. Next, for my pasta salad, I need 3/4 cup of shelled edamame. So I'm just going to toss this in this bowl. And I have just about 3/4 cup left in that bag. And I'm going to stick this in the microwave after the other vegetables get done. So for my pasta salad, I have 1/16 serving of pasta. So that's like cooking a box of pasta and then breaking it into 16 servings instead of 8. And it's already thawed. I cooked it the other day and I just left it in my fridge. I have Bolthouse Farms classic balsamic vinaigrette dressing here. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons. Veggies are done. We're going to let those sit here, and we're going to throw in my edamame. It's only going to probably need 30 seconds. Throw those in the bowl. All right, also what's going into my pasta salad is some fresh mozzarella cheese. I need 1 ounce of fresh mozzarella cheese, so I'm going to cut this, and then I'm just going to cut it into little squares. All right, yep. There we go, 1 ounce. All right, my edamame needed an extra 30 seconds, so we're gonna pour that in there. Notice that there's no animal meat in here. I am using edamame and the vegetables for protein along with the fresh mozzarella. So I'm just gonna put that in there, stir it around. And then we're just gonna use a little bit of Mrs. Dash Italian medley seasoning. Give it one more stir. And we'll see if I can get it all into this little container. Next up, I'm going to stick these in the microwave to get them thawed out because they're going to leach out some water from being frozen. And then we're going to stick them on a tray and experiment with roasting them and see how that works out. I'm going to use half of the bag. And there are 16 ounces in this bag, so I'm going to use 8 ounces. I'm going to stick these in the microwave for probably 2 minutes, and then we'll check them and see if they're thawed out enough for me to put them on a pan. Next up, I'm going to make overnight oats for a snack. I have a package of the Quaker lower sugar, maple brown sugar oatmeal. I showed that in my video I posted about whole grains. I'm going to use 1 packet. And then I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of applesauce, unsweetened. 1, 2. I'm going to use the rest of the applesauce for another part of this. And we're going to use a whole single-serve container of Faya 2% plain Greek yogurt. And we just want to make sure we mix this together good. We will put it in a container. So I have a little baking sheet, a sheet of aluminum foil. Get some cooking spray. And then I'm going to spray some on here. Make sure I squeeze out some of this water. And then we're just going to use a mixture of some seasonings. I have Mrs. Dash. I have Mrs. Dash. It sounds like I'm trying to be British. I have Mrs. Dash. I have Mrs. Dash's onion and herb. I'm just going to shake that on there. My lid's about broke. And then I have a little bit of Texas blackened seasoning from H-E-B. We're going to be a little mindful on this one because it does have some salt in it. And then I have McCormick's Montreal chicken seasoning, less sodium. Just give it a little sprinkle of that too. And then toss it around. Stick this in my my little easy bake oven at 400 for about 7 minutes. Next up, I'm gonna make overnight oats for breakfast. So I'm gonna have overnight oats twice on the same day, but that's okay. And we're gonna use the apples all day long. Because I have a whole bunch of apples in my refrigerator and I don't have a lot of fresh fruit right now because I'm getting ready to take off and I didn't want to use frozen fruit. So we're just going to use some apples. We're going to have an apple wrap and then we're going to have apples with our overnight oats. So we'll make the overnight oats first. I need a cup of 2% Greek yogurt. Instead of putting in a measuring cup, I'm going to use the scale. A cup of Faya Greek yogurt weighs about 224 grams. All right, so we have 228 grams here, close enough. We're gonna dump in 40 grams, which is a half cup serving of old-fashioned oats. We're gonna use a 1/4 cup of the unsweetened applesauce. Yeah, just about right. Throw that in here. I'm gonna put a little bit of cinnamon. I'm using the applesauce in this to thin it out a little bit. If I were just to add the yogurt and the oats together, it would be really thick, which is fine, but this way it is a little bit thinner. And then we're just gonna take this and we're gonna layer it in a plastic container like I had with apples. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. These are white, not black. I ordered these from Vitacost. Just put that in. I need 1 cup of apples for my breakfast, and then I also need some apples for my wrap that I'm gonna make, so I'm just gonna go ahead and chop all these up. See what we have so far. All right, we got a cup. I'm gonna take a little bit of the mixture. Some apples, some cinnamon, a little bit more mixture, rest of the apples, a little bit more cinnamon, and then the rest of the mixture. All right, there's my overnight oats for breakfast. I need a cup of apples for my wrap as well. My beans are about done, so we're gonna pull those out, take a look at them, and see if I need to put them in there a little bit longer, and then we'll get to the last item, my wrap. These are actually turning out really good. I don't typically tell people to roast frozen vegetables because I'm afraid they'll turn to mush, but I think steaming them first and getting them defrosted and then putting them in the oven really helped. I'm gonna let it go for another 5 minutes though. For my wrap, I have some butternut squash here that I cooked and I didn't use it, and so I just stuck it in my freezer, so I thawed it out. So we got about a 1/4 cup of butternut squash. I'm gonna stick it in this bowl, and then I'm gonna stick it in the microwave for probably about 30 seconds just to get it heated up a little bit. I'm just gonna use this bowl that I was using for the other stuff because it's gonna have yogurt in it too, and that way I don't have to mess up another bowl. That was a 1/4 cup of butternut squash. And to that, I am gonna add another container of 2% Faya Greek yogurt. A little bit of cinnamon. Some more applesauce. I need a 1/4 cup. And then I need 2 tablespoons of powdered peanut butter. That is 13 grams. We will stir this up. We will take a whole grain tortilla. My beans just came out of the oven and they are perfect. That's what they look like. I'm gonna set these off to the side. And you're probably wondering, okay, I just heated those up and now I'm gonna stick them in the refrigerator overnight. They taste just as good cold as they do warm roasted. I don't typically like cold vegetables like that after you've cooked them and then cooled them, but these are good. Roasted vegetables are good cold or warm. We're gonna take the mixture that I have here, spread it on my tortilla. Got some chunks of butternut squash in there, but that's okay. And this will firm up a little bit in the refrigerator too, because that peanut butter will start absorbing everything. I'm gonna put some cinnamon on here. And then my cup of apples. And then we're gonna try to roll this puppy up without it falling apart. So this ended up being one huge wrap. Most of my wraps get out of control, but it's okay. Like I said, it will firm up in the refrigerator. We're gonna put this in the refrigerator overnight, along with all my other stuff. We will go through it real quick. All right, so I have switched sides. I am never on this side of the kitchen. It's kind of throwing things off here a little bit. I have my meals, my snack of overnight oats made with the maple brown sugar, lower sugar oats and Greek yogurt and applesauce. My second snack is those roasted vegetables, and I happened to take a bite of one when I was putting it in the container. It is good. And then along with that snack, I have one of those Chomps turkey sticks that I showed in my video. And then I have a string cheese stick, a low-fat string cheese stick. I have my pasta salad made from whole wheat flour pasta with Italian-style vegetables, some balsamic vinaigrette, and some edamame, and some fresh mozzarella. And then I have my breakfast of overnight oats that has the yogurt, the oats, the chia seeds, the apples, some cinnamon. And then I have my huge apple, butternut squash, yogurt, peanut butter wrap. So join me next time for In the Kitchen with the Dietitian.